Introduce our speaker for this inspirational message. Go.
Yes. Syempre, when we talk about histories, we talk about a lot of first, di ba? So our next speaker na mag-share sa atin ng inspirational message is the first ever PBA Rookie of the Year, and then also the current chairman of UCLAA and current regional director, Region 3 Samahang Basketbol ng Pilipinas. Let's welcome Mr. Virgilio Gil Cortez.
Ayan. Ang baho, no? Ang taong pangalan. Maraming salamat. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
It is my deepest honor to be doing the inspirational message for this unprecedented event, Basketbol Baliktanaw, the first Philippine basketball history and culture summit. I have played the sport of basketball at the highest level more than 50 years ago, representing the country in the 1975 ABC tournament held in Bangkok, Thailand, and then turning professional in 1976. I suited up for the PBA's glamour team, the Toyota Comets, and was fortunate enough just to have won the league's first Rookie of the Year award, but also the privilege of having been teammates with the biggest names in Philippine basketball history, the living legend Robert Jaworski, Mr. Clax, Francis Hernandez, and the GOAT, Ramon Fernandez. It was during my time with Toyota when I became part of the greatest rivalry in the history of Philippine sports. Going up against our arch rivals, the Crispo Redmanizers, wasn't just a treat for millions of basketball fans all over the country, but was also perhaps the most exciting moments of my life. Winning the Rookie of the Year was special. Getting the adulation from basketball fans was a great feeling. But being part of the historic rivalry with the Redmanizers is the crowning glory of my sports career. With the PBA celebrating its 50th anniversary on Wednesday, April 9, 2025, I can't help but romanticize and feel nostalgic about the good old days when I at 6'4", could run and finish the transition break from the phenomenal passes of the Big J, Don Ramon, and Kiko. While I may have had a relatively short career brought about by an assortment of injuries, I just wish we had the same medical technology before as there is today. Nothing can take away the beautiful memories that I had as a teenager, which is why I appreciate this summit and honored to be invited and speak in front of you. I have to give my good friend Doc Nico Messina his props for organizing an event of this magnitude. It is not lost upon many of our friends and followers that we too have done our small part in reliving the past. Our coach and manager, Dante Silverio, or Osbo, as we fondly call him, has hosted at least 6 different Grand Toyota reunions in 2023, each one as special as the first one. Speaking of the first one, sometime February 2 years ago, Osbok and I, or Coach Dante and I, with help from our friends Charlie, Noel, Sid, and Jay, from the Basketball Podcast, An Eternity of Basketball, celebrated the 50th anniversary as a basketball team with the grand homecoming of Toyota players. This later morphed into bigger gatherings, this time featuring our rivals from Crispa, as well as other players from Royal True Orange, Tanduay, and 7-Up. It's a testament to how we, former PBA players, value our basketball history and why this should resonate to the younger fans today. History is important. When I was in high school, I had the Philippine history subject on my sophomore year and world history on my senior year at Holy Angel University in my home province of Pampanga. Robert Heinlein once said, generations which ignore history has no past and no future, underscoring the importance of understanding history to avoid repeating mistakes while building a meaningful life. I take pride in the fact that I made history myself as being the PBA's first Rookie of the Year, but more than this personal glory, I take greater pride in being part of this incredible rivalry that defined what the PBA was on its first decade of existence. Without Crispa and Toyota, I personally feel that the PBA would have suffered a financial crisis and would not have survived. Not to take away from the other teams and their players, but let's face it, ask any PBA follower about the first decade of the league, and the automatic answer would be Crispa and Toyota or Toyota and Crispa. Basketbol, Baliktanaw allows us to look back and remember our glorious years in basketball. That we were once Asia's greatest basketball team. That we were good enough to go toe-to-toe and beat the likes of Australia and several African teams, despite the lack of ceiling among our players, and that having a naturalized player to reinforce us. That we had the likes of Kaloy Loizaga being one of the top 10 greatest players in the 1954 World Basketball Championship in Rio de Janeiro. Those were glorious years in Philippine basketball that have yet to be replicated today. Sadly, the younger generation may not have the opportunity to be familiar with this rich tradition of success that we had. Maybe because of lack of interest, maybe because of lack of documentation and archiving, maybe because of our basketball leaders have not done enough to value our history. Whether that reason may be, it has taken several private individuals like you, the groups, to undertake efforts to honor our cherished history and make the stories available to our younger followers. Basketbol, Baliktanaw teaches our basketball leaders a lesson on valuing history. Moving forward, we hope that more groups like Basketbol, be it Sport Bureau, the Philippine Basketball Diaries, and an eternity of basketball would spring from everywhere and provide us with opportunities to learn from the past to build a better future. Thank you for you spending your time, energy, and resources for such noble undertakings. Palakpakan po natin lahat ng natin. Even more so, we hope that our basketball leaders from the SPP to the PBA will play a greater role in remembering our valued past. The success of these organizations would not have been possible without the past personalities, the managers, coaches, utility staff, and players. And I feel that it's time to pay it forward, not to just them, but to the millions of Filipino basketball fans all over the world. Let us learn from what this summit, Basketbol Baliktanaw, has done and is still doing, not just to preserve our basketball history, but also to reinforce the strong sports culture that we once had. Thank you and have a pleasant night.